Hello and welcome to episode 5 of ICG podcast. I am Abdul and joining me today is Yashwant.
Hey all. It's good to be back again. I love doing podcasts with Abdul, and it's just good to talk about what we love. And this is through podcast, and I hope you guys love them as well.
Yeah, sure. Sorry for the delay. A few issues setting up. So, yeah. Also, I went to get a haircut, so that's why it was delayed.
Yeah, rocking the new hairstyle, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Summer is here, so might as well get as much ventilation as I can. So,
That's awesome.
if my head is too distracting, then I can't help it. So, okay. Anyways, I can't believe it's been 5 weeks already. We're on episode 5. So,
Exactly.
great, I guess. Let's keep going. And
Yep.
let's jump ahead to PlayStation. And of course, the biggest news is the PlayStation Showcase will be held on May 24th. It'll be
Yep.
live at 1:30 in the morning here in India.
So it's
So,
25th, right, for us?
yeah, it's 25th for India.
Yeah.
So, if you plan to watch it, then I suppose you'll have to lose some sleep over it. But yeah, it's worth watching. And
Let's say if it's possible, I and Abdul might be awake and then stream the showcase live. If that's possible, if Abdul is willing to do it. If not, I can't do it. But if Abdul is say, let's say he wants to do a live stream of us covering what's everything about PlayStation Showcase, then if it's possible, let's do it. I don't know how many of you will be awake at that hour, but we're excited about PlayStation Showcase. So if it's possible, we'll cover it live. Yeah.
yeah, I'll think about how to make sure that we all can see it at once. Have to
Yeah.
go through the technical details a bit, but I'll see how much I can put together. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, in a way, Jeff Grubb was sort of right with his speculated date of the May 27th, week of May 27th.
Yeah.
And it seems it's one day ahead of it. So, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So, apparently, the main points they wanted us to know is that it will be over 1 hour long. The main focus is going to be PlayStation 5 and PlayStation VR 2 games. The games that will be featured will be from the top studios around the world, and they will also be including third party and indie games, as well as several new creations from PlayStation Studios. So, Yashant,
Yeah.
what's your take on this showcase?
Oh my God, there's so much to talk about. I hope we have all the time in the world to just geek out about the topics that I want to talk. And
Mhm.
there are too many games, too many studios that might present showcase their new IPs, I suppose. So I'm gonna start with something that's not unlikely, I suppose. I don't know, maybe the biggest things that people might be expecting. So I there is something Cory Borlog is working something from Santa Monica Studios, right? That
Interesting.
it's a new sci-fi IP that he's working on. So I don't think we might see anything new from that from Cory Borlog's project.
Mm,
I don't know. I just from the news and from other YouTube videos I just saw, and they were like it's a sci-fi IP. So not sure how. Um, I don't think we'll just see anything about that. Yeah. And the other one I saw is I heard about is Bend Studio. They might not be ready. So I remember that they started the project in 2021. So it's too early for them, I suppose, to be releasing a full-fledged game.
mhm.
I also remember that it's being built on the same platform as the Days Gone platform. So
Yeah, interesting.
it's another open world game. Yeah. Bend
Mhm.
Studio built another open world built on Days Gone platform as well. So it started in 2021, so I don't think they will be ready to showcase anything. I'd be surprised if they bring anything from their IP. And the third one is I don't think we will see anything about Dead Stranding because they might use that in Summer Game Fest or something like that.
Oh,
So we might not see anything about what to say this Dead Stranding too.
that's interesting to know. Mm.
Yeah. What do you think from these three? You think anything is possible?
I'm not a guy to speculate. I just see it as it comes and I just appreciate whatever is there. But when you
Yeah.
were talking about the sci-fi IP that Santa Monica was going on, the only thing that struck my head was maybe it'll be called Astronaut of War. So
Why?
sci-fi astronauts, Starfield.
Starfield. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my God, that is so clever, dude.
I can't say it clever. I mean, I can't imagine the amount of face
Yeah.
palms I'm going to get for this.
Let's see in the chat what the chat thinks about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the what's going to be showcased, and I think the first one is obviously Spider-Man 2.
Hmm.
There's no denying the game is going to release in 2023 itself. So we will absolutely. I think we will get a date reveal trailer as well. A
Okay.
final date that when it is going to release in 2023. That's what I think. We already got a trailer, some teasers, and all those things. But I think it's high time that they release the date trailer announcement as well. So it's going to release in 2023. It's been confirmed that. So I think it's high time for them to release a announce date as well.
Yeah, I mean, they even had a
The Go ahead.
yeah, they even had a store listing last year itself for Spider-Man 2. So, I mean, they have
Exactly.
that in place. So, hopefully, it should be out by the end of this year.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. The next one I think which we are going to see for sure is the Last of Us multiplayer. I think we remember we have been talking about this for a very long time as well.
Yeah.
The studio started this as a small attachment for Last of Us 2, I suppose, as a multiplayer which we had for The Last of Us 1. But I think it just got so big and the scope has been increased so enormously. They had to make it a standalone game. So it's
Yeah.
still The Last of Us. It's a multiplayer game, but it's a standalone game on its own. So I think it's high time we see some reveal, more reveal trailers as well. I don't think at least an announcement that more information in 2024 or some kind of information that we will absolutely see something about The Last of Us multiplayer. Yeah. What
Nice.
do you think?
I think they are also going to be building this from the ground up. So, you can expect
Absolutely.
something good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
only thing we got to know is they showed us some sort of, I don't know, maybe concept art for the factions multiplayer, and that was it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
nothing else after that. So it might be a big thing once they showcase it in the showcase. So looking forward to that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it'll
And the
be?
next,
Do you think it'll be
go ahead.
PvP or it'll be PvE?
It's a multiplayer, right? Like we had for the Last of Us one, a multiplayer, where, some kind of a group of people fighting from two different teams, I suppose, red versus blue kind of. I think we'll still have that. I played that because I wanted to platinum the Last of Us one, so it was very painful. Do not play Last of Us multiplayer. It's not easy. The player who are there right now are the veterans, and it's not easy to win right now. So
Mm,
but still, yeah, I think it will be sort of that. But again, as expected, they told the scope has been increased a lot. So I'm not sure what to expect right now, but that will be there for sure. What we had in Last of Us multiplayer as well.
GG. I'm looking forward to that. If it's PvE, then
Yeah.
I'm most hopefully I'll just have my friends carry me throughout the game because
Two
eh,
Joels carrying one Ellie.
yeah, I mean any shooter game or whatever, I always expect my teammates to be the ones to carry me. So it's all good. Best thing I can do is I
All
can
good.
keep hiding, and once they're down, I just run and go heal them, and then go back to hiding, and then that's pretty much what I do.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty much the medic. That's it. I don't play any prominent role. Just the medic.
Medic is more important, bro. Yes, but yes,
Yes.
yeah. Apart from Spider-Man 2, The Last of Us Factions multiplayer, and then I don't know Firewall Ultra. I didn't hear any about any. I don't know what this IP is.
Mm,
They said we might expect some new trailer, and then there's something called Helldiver 2.
interesting.
I don't know what that Helldiver one is also. So these are something confirmed as well.
I never heard of
You
it
heard
before.
about this?
No, no, no. Never heard of it
Yeah, me
before.
neither.
And
Yeah, yeah. So
no, but yeah, I think
the next one is go ahead.
yeah. I mean, main focus obviously everyone is mostly hyped up about Spider-Man 2 only. So after that,
Exactly.
I think second place probably goes to Last of Us Factions. And
Yeah.
I don't know, people are excited about different games, so maybe they are excited about other games, so good for them. And I think perhaps we might have some trailer or some sort of presentation or some reveal regarding Wolverine at least, I guess.
Yeah, I have that under my possible section. I was going to cover that, but yes.
Uh-huh.
Let's cover about what's confirmed kind of thing. So Final Fantasy 16 again, new trailer. We have seen so much about this, and I think it's possible that we'll see more about this Final Fantasy 16, and possibly we might see something about Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I don't know
Okay.
because Final Fantasy 16 itself is not released, so maybe it's possible, maybe it's not possible, maybe I don't think so, but it is a little bit kind of possible, I suppose. And the next one is Metal Gear Solid 3. I don't know, maybe a remake or kind of thing could also be possible.
Mhm.
And the I have a lot under possible because it's all speculations as of now.
Yeah.
The most confirmed thing is Spider-Man 2, The Last of Us, and then Final Fantasy 16. So other than that, all the other things are under possible section, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. So the other one is something Horizon multiplayer, that
Uh,
we might see something about that. I'm not sure. Um, yeah.
as
Yeah. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima 2 is also possible. It is confirmed that it is under progress. So
uh, nice.
that too, there might be some kind of reveal, some teaser or some update from them. So Ghost of Tsushima 2 could be possible. And then something from Blue Point. I know obviously they are working on it. We saw their tweets that they are exciting, that they have their own project going on. They're very excited about it. Not sure if it's their own IP or Bloodborne or Metal Gear, whatever it is. I'm definitely sure we'll see something about. I mean, it's possible we'll see something about the project of what Viewpoint is working on.
Mm,
And yeah, Wolverine. It was announced 2019, a simple teaser, him sitting in a bar and then the claws coming out. I remember that in our PlayStation showcase, and all of us we got, oh my god, that is crazy. Everybody was like, no, no, no. Insomniac is doing kicking out of the park. If oh
yeah.
my god, we all just went crazy. I mean, Knights of the Old Republic remake had that same reaction, and Wolverine had double the time, double the reaction what we expected. Some Wolverine is just something quite surprised at that time. So it's been quite a time since they at least teased it. So we might see something about that because I'm fairly certain because it's Insomniac and they are very consistent on how fast they deliver the games. So
Um,
if it's any studio who is constantly putting out the new games into the in delivering them, so it could be possible we'll see more about Wolverine. And Pragmata, man, we saw that along with Wolverine 2019 PlayStation Showcase. Some things, a small girl, some space man. I don't know. I don't remember much about it, but Pragmata is also something I think we'll see something about that because they did show that it's been delayed to 2023. There was some small teaser like 2022 crossed out and then 2023. Sorry. So it's we might see something about that as well. And I think Alan Wake 2 is also possible.
uh,
So that's something could excite as well the Alan Wake fans. So I
mm,
mean we have more, but the prominent ones are this could be possible. So what do you think? Horizon multiplayer, Ghost of Tsushima 2, Blue Point, Wolverine, Pragmata, Alan Wake 2. What do you think is more likely?
I think if it was my guess, I think maybe Ghost of Tsushima too. And
Okay.
why I feel like it's more likely is because it's one of those games you haven't even played the first part for.
Okay. I also heard that Ghost of Tsushima had the highest abandon rate. Like they started that, but not many people didn't complete the game actually. So
And
uh, based on the IP, there's new. movie, right? There's a movie that Ghost of Tsushima is going to get. So I think it's they are going to make use of this IP as much as possible. So we might that makes sense. Yeah, out of those, Ghost of Tsushima 2, it could be more possible.
I heard somewhere they were making an anime adaptation of it, but I don't know. Still rumors at this point, so no clue. But meanwhile, oh look, hello Daniel Backbone, how are you? And
Hey, man.
let's receive the first comment of the day. I look more beautiful when I'm bald. Oh my
You look more
god.
strong, I suppose.
I don't think strong is the same as beautiful, man. But okay, then thanks for the compliment. Yeah, and of course, he has a question. He's asking if The Last of Us Factions will be a DLC to the remake or will it be a standalone game?
Oh, the factions, it's a standalone game, absolutely. It's already confirmed that it's a new thing. It's a separate thing on its own. It's initially it was going to be a DLC kind of an attachment for The Last of Us 2, but the scope has increased significantly for them, and I think it's on a standalone game.
Yeah, as for Horizon multiplayer, I feel like one Aloy itself has too many simps. I don't know what we'll do with multiple of them. So,
Multiple alloys. Yeah, I think I understand.
just imagine a lobby of 10 or 15 Aloys just there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it'll just be crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that wraps up our sort of thoughts against, I mean, with regarding the PlayStation showcase.
Yeah. So I think
So,
Daniel has also one more question. It's
uh,
will you broadcast like live the reaction when the PS showcase? Yeah. As I said, it's in Abdul's hand if he can get it done. I mean, if we are ready, we want to showcase it live if possible. Yeah.
I think I'll give it a 25 to 75 sort of thing. 25 not possible, 75 possible. I mean, first of all, I don't think my PC can handle it.
Right.
And
Right.
but that I obviously can do some test and see what I can do about it. But secondly, I have to find out how I'll be able to stream with both of us as well as showcasing another live video running in the background while I'm
Exactly.
streaming it. I don't know if my PC can handle all of that, but
Handle that. Yeah.
we'll look forward to it. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I think ICG needs to start a page. Go fund ICG for Abdul to get new PC.
oh man, no, no, no. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with my laptop, man. I don't need another PC. I'm good. Considering the prices of parts these days, I don't think it's necessary. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. It's time to give our personal opinion on the PlayStation Plus games that came out for this month. I think Yashant was too busy to even play any of these games that came out this month.
Oh man, no. Unfortunately, no. I did not get my hands on Humanity yet.
Um,
My apologies. Yes, I know. I did. I'm actually running from it's like from running from one meeting to another in my personal life as well. So I am not getting enough time to play any PlayStation or any games right now. So yeah, I do not have any personal opinion. Abdul, what do you think? Did you play this game?
for the sake of researches, I mean, for the purpose of research, I actually spent some time playing those games. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, from monthly games, yeah, I played Grid Legends with my friends. We had a couple of races. It was fun. Personally, from my take, if you played GT7 or something, you might find that their handling is kind of clumsy, not exactly
Okay.
accurate. So it's a bit arcade-ish.
Okay.
I think it'll be more acceptable if you're more of a Need for Speed kind of player. So yeah, I mean, but it's good with a couple of friends. It's fun. Obviously, since it's arcade, my friends are more focused on trying to get out the other people from the road than actually win. So
Of course, yeah, as long as the multiplayer itself is going out of what's normal.
yeah,
So yeah, out of the tracks is quite expected.
I mean, so at least when we are playing GT7, we have a little bit of sportsmanship because we are scared of getting penalties and slowing down. But there are no penalties in this, so anything goes. Yeah,
Anything
anything
goes.
goes. Yeah.
Exactly.
And as far as the other games are concerned, I did not touch Descenders. Didn't feel like my kind of game. I mean, driving down a cycle very fast down a hill, doing stunts and all. I mean, I was not interested. Chivalry 2, on the other hand, I invited my friends to play, but they're like, nah, man, I don't think I'll play an MMO now. But I got to play it with my brother, and I must say, it's definitely worth it. I mean, there was plenty of laughs. It was
Oh,
hilarious,
okay.
and every time you get a kill, it feels like an accomplishment,
Accomplishment. Oh,
because
okay.
it's not
You
like
have to
it's.
work for it.
I mean, if you
Okay.
try going 1v1, obviously you're going to get butchered
Okay.
because like it's a cross play, so a cross platform. So I mean, in the lobby, we were quite. I mean, majority were PC players, so they had quite an advantage. And I think all the PS players might be ones who got it from this month from PS Essential. But yeah,
Exactly.
it was really fun. I mean, after running around the battlefield, getting chopped up many times, I guess finally being able to land a kill is quite victorious. That sense is
Right,
awesome.
Victoria. Okay.
But the best part of the game is the
Yeah.
battle cry. Your character literally gives a war cry as he's
Work right.
running,
Okay.
and depending on the class or soldier that you take, it can either be a very powerful growl and whatnot, or it could be like some guy who was just trying to work at a bakery suddenly had to put on soldier's clothes and run into the battlefield.
Oh God. Okay.
So, like one guy's literal battle cry was he would shout loudly in the start, but in the middle he'll slowly cry a little bit, and then he'll start crying and shouting again. So,
Oh
like,
God. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. It was fun. It's fun. I wish
Fun.
my friends
Okay.
could join me on this because what's more fun than just taking a sword and just running it through your friends,
In the game. Yes.
in the game. Yes, but not in real in the game, in the game, in the game.
Yeah.
And as far as Ratchet and Clank, I don't have to say much about it. It's a fun game. I loved
You are
it.
a fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few people go get a platinum for it. It was really fun for them as far as they were concerned. So yeah, it was definitely. I think Watch Dogs. I don't really like that futuristic setting a bit too much, so I wasn't that interested regarding it. But then
Yeah,
coming,
even for me, Watch Dogs, it felt like kind of boring from the first Watch Dogs game I played, which was free, I suppose, in the PS Essential. I think it was not up to my mark. I mean, it just kept telling me, go there, do that, do this, do that. It was instructing me. I didn't like that. I mean, maybe it changes down the game. Maybe it's early part of the game, so it's instructing me. But I felt it was there was some AI or somebody talking through the phone and just telling me what to do. So I was like, no, no, this is too childish or something like that. So I felt, okay, I'll explore this once I have more time. So sort of,
yeah, my personal opinion, I feel like I enjoyed Watch Dogs 1 more than Legion actually. I
oh,
mean,
okay.
the leap in graphics and everything is pretty awesome, but then again, I don't really dig the entire futuristic vibe. I mean, having a smartphone that's capable of hacking anything where you are in, like, perhaps by 2030, 40-ish time, that's understandable and also feels kind of cool. But when you're in a futuristic world, that thing just seems ordinary.
Yes, yeah.
Because in a futuristic world, anything is possible. So,
Anything is possible. Yeah,
it's
it's not out of the box kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, then coming to the star of this month is humanity,
Humanity.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and we are supposed to be the dog that guides humans across the multiple levels. And
Yeah.
the first playthrough, I actually sit and finish the prologue and the first sequence,
Mhm.
and I made sure to get all the gold in all of the levels. So it was the first time where a game actually had me scratching my head, but at the same time, um, actually felt like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to look at a guide. I'm going to try this on my own. So I actually
Ah,
sat.
that's awesome. Okay.
So despite multiple retries, I actually sat, thought, okay, this is where I can change this, I can change that, and Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I mean,
So
as you can, you're pointing it out, it piqued your interest. That's the
exactly, yeah.
best a puzzle game can do, and
Hmm.
it piqued your interest, and it kept you to try it on your own, not see a
Exactly.
guide. That's the best accomplishment I think any
Yeah.
puzzle game can get. And yeah, I think we need to put it on a headlines.
Yeah.
No need. I didn't want to watch any guide to solve these puzzles. So I think any puzzle game, yeah, that's quite I mean, an accomplishment a
Yeah,
gamer can give.
exactly. I mean, I've actually cleared a few levels, and I've actually had my friend watch it while I cleared it. And also, he was also kind of interested. He's like, you know what, you place this here instead of here. Try this instead of that. And he was also getting very, into the game.
Intrigued.
Yeah,
Yeah,
intrigued. And of course, so once I got to golden levels, he's like, man, you should probably just make some these how to guides and, just put this
exactly.
online and help the other people out. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm just doing this out of some, I'm just having fun. I'm just doing it. I'm able to do it. I don't know if I'll be able to do a recorded run perfectly and whatnot. So
No, you don't
let's,
have to record it. If you're loving the game, why not stream it right on our YouTube channel
mm,
instead of Teach? Stream the game on YouTube.
yeah, that's also a valid point. I should also try that. But
Yeah.
then again, I have to also think about the fact that it might be spoilers for some people because they might
Yeah,
also be trying.
obviously, any game that we are streaming, it's spoilers. It's up to the viewer that if he wants to see, he will see it. If he not, he won't see it. So it's up to the
Yeah,
viewer, obviously.
that's true. But yeah, of course. I mean, I must say, after playing the game, I just thought kudos to the devs, the creative director, and everybody because first and foremost, creating a puzzle game is not easy. You have to
Exactly. Yeah.
think up of the puzzles, and you have to uh, players completing them is of course player skill and all that. But in order for them to complete it, first of all, someone has to think of it to create it.
Yeah.
So that requires a good mindset, and I must say they did a very good job at it. So every level, I mean, though the premise is the same, I felt like every level brought something new to the table. So it didn't
Awesome.
feel old. It just kept feeling like okay. It's not like another same level. I just had to get them across. It's not like that. They're like in this level, you have this particular skill you can use. You have to cross it only using this skill. Another level, they're
Okay.
like
Okay.
here you are giving you two, three skills. You can use them individually or combine them to give a extra effect. Try to clear them again, and some levels are like you either have to rush before all the humans to get them to go the correct way, and some levels are like, so what if I sacrifice a few lives for the good of the humanity? So
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
I just let them keep walking while just take my time solving the puzzles for them, and I'm like, at first I felt bad, then my friend reassured me, okay, listen, man, they're not real humans, they're just spirits. They revive, they come
Spirits.
back again. So don't feel bad. I'm like, okay, if they can come back, let them come back 1,000 times. I'll take my own
Yeah.
time. So
Absolutely.
it's also
Yeah.
good because I mean, if you turn off the background volume and
Hmm.
you move the camera close towards the what do you say, the humans and even your character, the dog, you'll notice sounds like them walking, them running, and they'll be talking to each other, but not in a
Okay.
language we
Oh.
can understand. We have blah, 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 something like
Oh,
that.
but they are not just some mindless zombies just
Exactly. I mean,
following the dog. So they are actual. They put thought into the process that these are real humans.
exactly.
So what's gonna happen to humans when they're in a horde? They talk,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
there's a lot of sound. So I think they put that into these small little details, right? They add up to the immersion of the game. Yeah,
Yeah, only
true.
thing is they don't have faces, so we can't see their horror.
Reactions or emotions.
They can't. We can't see the horror as they're falling down to their
Fine.
doom. But I think that's for the best. I think that's for the best.
Yeah,
Uh,
you have thousands of humans falling down. You don't want to hear their screams.
I don't want to brag, but there's a trophy for letting 50,000 people lose their lives.
So you achieved that. Awesome, man. Well done, job done.
It was not intentional. I mean, that level was pretty hard.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I did multiple retries to try and get them through it. I mean, I completed level at the end, but it was a very heavy cost, I must say. Uh,
Awesome. Awesome.
but the game was like, you know what? Don't feel bad. Here, we'll give you a trophy for it. Like, okay, that is not right
To
in any
remember
sense.
by.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah, I must say this month game's fantastic. Definitely worth a try. And
yeah.
Yashwant, you should definitely do so when you have the time. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope, man. I really hope I get the time
uh,
to actually start playing my PlayStation games. Yeah.
yeah, and if this month is any indication, I hope that PlayStation just moves on with this momentum because absolutely banger games, man. Absolutely banger
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
Yeah. So with that, we'll wrap up PlayStation and move on to Xbox.
yeah.
So for Xbox, there'll be new titles joining this month. So in this past week before the podcast, FIFA 23 was the star of the show because that's what's been added to EA Play. So now it's free if you have Game Pass Ultimate or EA Play. So you can definitely spend plenty of time with your buddies playing couch co-op or online and enjoy it. And we also had both Eastern Exorcist and Ghost Lore that was released the past week. For next week, we are expecting Planet of Lana, Cassette Beasts, Railway Empire 2, and Massive Chalice. And then finally, at the end of the month, there'll be Chicory, A Colorful Tale. And as for
Chicory.
the,
That's a nice name.
it's there on PS Plus, you know, you should try it out. It's a very colorful game.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's when people on a server ask for games that they could play with kids and whatnot, Chicory is something that we recommend. So yeah,
Suggest. Oh, that's awesome.
so
Awesome.
it's a good game. So looking forward to it coming to Game Pass. Now we'll talk about obviously since we're adding this much, there have to be a few games that will go. So the games that will be leaving will be Europe, Europa Universalis. Who comes up with these names, man? Evil Genius 2, World Domination, Floppy Knights, and because FIFA 23 is coming, FIFA 21 is getting the boot. It's got the red card, so FIFA 21 is leaving. And finally, I'm a bit sad this game is going. It's Lawn Mowing Simulator. And the reason I feel bad is because being in a country like India, having a lawn is a very rare thing. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
we never know what exactly is the process of mowing the lawn and whatnot. And seeing it plenty of times in Western movies and all, it was always I always had two mindsets about it. One was like seems like too much of work, and at the other time it seems like very relaxing work. So now I won't. So I cannot virtually mow any more lawns. So I'm a bit upset about it. But we must move on. There are plenty more
Absolutely.
simulators in the Game Pass. So oh, and also Bus Simulator is coming. So I'll be enjoying that.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is all the news for Xbox. Moving on to Nintendo. And the first one itself is a big news. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has sold over 10 million units in 3 days. And out of
Yes.
that, 2.24 were in Japan only. So,
That's awesome, man.
that's a
Yeah.
major launch, major launch. And obviously, that matches Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as the biggest Nintendo launch ever. And it's also the joint biggest exclusive launch ever. Sorry. So, yeah,
Right. Right. Okay.
Tears of the
Wow.
Kingdom
Yeah. I
getting.
mean,
Yeah, go ahead, Yashwant.
this is. I mean, it's the absolutely amazing game. We all know. We heard about this. I mean, I can only wish that we get to experience this amazing game. But yes, too many good things. The good, all the great things deserve all what the sales they are getting, and it's always the. I mean, show gratefulness for the studio. It's just buying the game. That's what
Yeah,
showing the gratefulness is, and the more the better, right? And
yes.
they get to keep more of these games, make more of these games. So
Yeah.
um, great things. Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm kind of upset is that Nintendo decided to officially stay away from India, and that's kind of hurtful
Mm,
because seeing the amount of reception we have, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, in our server also, we have quite a lot of Nintendo fans. They have the Switch, and they also have pre-ordered quite a lot of games. They bought these games, and I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah.
the price is a bit high. Of course, it could have been lower if Nintendo was still here, but it's their decision. We can't do anything about it, but we can still buy the game, support them. So we can do just
I
that.
mean, without India itself, they are dominating the console market, I suppose. Not dominating, but they are a pretty competitor, right? They're pretty good
Yeah.
competition for PlayStation and Xbox. So, I mean, even with the Indian market, it's not going to blow them out of the way. I mean, blow other competitors out of the park, right? So it's not
Yeah.
something value that they see. As long as there's value, as long as there's a foothold, right? I mean, Xbox itself is struggling in India. What
Yeah.
Nintendo is going to do, they're getting the foothold, getting the fans, getting everything from the scratch. It's not as easy as just relying on your existing market and
Mm-hmm.
just delivering good things for the existing market itself. I think that's what easiest for them, right? As long I keep telling this, the studios will do what's easy and what's fastest way to make money. That's what they do. I mean, that's the studio's mantra. The developers, they put their love, they put their passion in developing the games, obviously, but the day studios, at the end of the day, they want to make money.
True. True.
And
So
what's the easiest, the fastest, that will they'll do that.
yeah. So of course, all we can do is just hope they actually take notice of India. So, anyways, that
Yeah.
will wrap up Nintendo. Now we move on to our final segment, which is obviously our discussions. And what we're going to discuss is first of all things at Ubisoft. So apparently they have announced their lineup for April 2023 to March 2024. In that lineup, there will be Assassin's Creed Mirage, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Rainbow Six Mobile, The Division Resurgence, Skull and Bones, The Crew Motorfest, X Defiant, and one other large game. So, as far as I know, I've heard a lot of people be excited for Assassin's Creed Mirage because when they made an announcement of doing it, they said that it will be going back to its original Assassin's Creed roots. So, before, like, say, Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. So, it'll be something around like maybe Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, something in that line. So, that's something to look forward to. What about you, Yashwant?
I mean, I heard a lot about Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, and then Skull and Bones, but we didn't see anything much about them. I think it's high time, right? And it's Avatar. It's just we got some form of confirmation that yes, in 2024 or something, we got a confirmation date that it's going to happen. So yeah, I don't know how it's going to pan out. I mean, Avatar was intended to be a consuming entertainment, right? Like you just sit and enjoy the experience that Avatar provides.
Yeah.
Every time you make a game where you involve yourself, move the character, become the character, and then enjoy the entertainment, movie is not that. Movie is just telling you, and then you are consuming it.
Mm-hmm.
So making a IP a game from a movie is not as easy, I suppose. Yeah, you don't know how people are going to take it. People are just maybe they got used to Avatar being just a consumption, entertainment, viewing and listening, and then enjoying it. But yeah, let's see. I'm excited on how it's going to pan out. And Skull and Bones is something I keep hearing for a long time, and I don't know. It's been delayed and delayed and delayed, and maybe it's finally the time for Skull and Bones to come out. Yeah. I think the Crew Motorfest. It's Are you excited about that?
To be honest, nope, I'm not excited
No.
about that because I mean I
Awesome.
have played the Crew. I also tried out the Crew 2, and I must say one thing Ubisoft sort of lacks is that they are still not adding accessibility options to their games.
Okay.
So for a player like me, I like to be able to remap my control so it's easier for me to use. And
Right.
I tried it out, and I must say it's kind of difficult for me to play those games. But looking at the initial videos for Motorfest, it looks like a mixture of both Gran Turismo and Forza Horizon. Like they have these
Okay.
events, like big party places, like in Forza Horizon, and it seems to be realistically physics are realistic like Gran Turismo. So I don't know which they are aiming for. Maybe they're going somewhere like a balance between those two. I'm not sure. Perhaps when it moves closer to its release, we might get to see how it actually is. Perhaps
Yeah.
then I might change my opinion or something. But yeah, and then as for Skull and Bones, I think for the first or second, I mean first and middle portion of last year, most of it has just been news after news of it being delayed, delayed,
Delayed,
delayed,
delayed.
delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after one point, I was like, okay, so instead of Skull and Bones, we have Sea of Thieves. So I decided to have a look at that instead, and that has been quite popular. So
Yeah.
I mean, if Skull and Bones was quite a bit early, and they could have left an impression, perhaps. So I think maybe it's best to not put a judgment yet. We'll see how it goes because
Yeah.
some games that take a long time to develop, they might come out good. So let's just see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And any other guess what the other large game might be?
No, I mean, considering Ubisoft, I don't actually, I have no idea what it could be. Um,
Hmm,
no, no clue, man.
I have no clue. I mean, last time I heard Ubisoft was just trying to scramble to make, get their investors in line. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know how far they'll take this, but I just hope they do good. They can hopefully they redeem themselves from what Valhalla was. No offense to anybody, but in my personal opinion, I just felt that it was just a big grind fest. Like I mean, not even grind fest. It's just boring because the map was huge, too many things to do, and too much hand holding. They're like, okay, here you go here, do this objective. Yeah, your mission is complete now. Go here, do this quest.
Exactly. I don't like that, man. I don't
I
want to
mean,
be told what to do, how to do it, and by what process. So it's not an open world game. It's not supposed to restrict you from doing that. If you
uh,
are just told to do what, it's not open goal. It's not open world. You should be able to do whatever you want in whatever order.
yeah, and I mean, I feel like the Assassin's Creed franchise as a whole just seems to have dropped the ball on its original
Diluted.
roots. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think one of the most iconic things about the Assassin's Creed game, the start was the hidden blade. And whereas in Valhalla, you're running at enemies' faces with two axes in your hands. What's the hidden part of that? Where's the assassin stealth in that?
It's not assassin. Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Valhalla, I don't know. I mean, Valhalla itself is not supposed to be an assassin, right? The Valhallan culture, they are
Vikings.
meant to be
Vikings.
warriors. They are meant to face their enemies head
Yeah,
on, assassin. I don't know what they thought, what process went into their thought process and making Valhalla an assassin. It's just crazy. So that you can understand, like they are just scrambling. They are just want to make use of the latest news and then just deliver the game after game after game without any passion.
yeah, and I guess they heard about Ragnarok before any of us. So they, in fact, they even have a DLC for Ragnarok, Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Ragnarok. Oh boy.
Right,
Uh,
yeah.
but it's good to know that people are well aware which is the Ragnarok that they're actually supposed to be excited for. So yeah,
It's pretty clear.
it's
Yeah,
pretty clear. So, but okay, nah, I mean there are people who got platinum in it. People might have enjoyed it. So good for you
absolutely.
guys. This is just my
Yeah,
personal opinion. Nothing against you guys. So this is just my personal opinion. But yeah, I feel like they should just go back to the roots, add something more innovative to it, reduce the amount of clutter and hand holding. Let us do our own thing so we can have our own fun.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, looking forward to Ubisoft making its corrections. Now then, the final topic for today will be the Asus ROG Ally and Steam Deck, as well as the rise of handheld PC gaming as a whole. So, as you know, Steam Deck launched Last year or was it this year? It was this year only, right?
No, last year.
Okay, Steam Deck launched everywhere except India
Exactly.
last year, and it kind of just shifted the entire, just left the just wobbled the foundations of gaming because
Exactly. It was, I mean, it made waves everywhere. I mean, everybody was just praising and the awe and the capability of having experiencing the game in their hands and playing it anywhere. You don't have to
yeah,
take your big console or big monitor to enjoy a game. You don't even need a laptop. You just have a handheld, and it provides you. You're always going to sit close, right? It's a handheld, so
yeah,
you do not need much of a big screen to get yourself immersed. You are
yeah,
sitting close. You are pretty immersed already, and as long as you can experience that games anywhere, that's amazing. Steam Deck absolutely did change the entire industry's perspective on handheld. I mean, Nintendo already did that with Switch,
yeah,
but it was considered like a Nintendo was a handheld company kind of thing.
mm,
Now, Steam coming with a handheld, I mean, that just showed people, I mean, the industry that there is potential and there is people who will still love to own these and play these games wherever they go.
yeah. I feel like plenty of Nintendo fans are in it for the portability factor, the ability to play your
Yeah,
games wherever you want, take it wherever
absolutely.
you want. I mean, of course, people play mobile games and whatnot, but then again, playing mobile games is a completely different thing compared to playing a AAA game or an indie game on a
Yeah, exactly.
dedicated hardware for gaming itself. So, I mean, yeah, the portability factor is a major thing that causes the attraction to this because I'm sure there are people who would have bought gaming laptops and whatnot because they would want to be like playing the games on the move and whatnot. But issue is that battery life will always be horrible for things like that. But
Absolutely. I think that's where Asus ROG Ally, right? Like
mhm,
on paper, this seems Asus ROG Ally seems better than Steam Deck on paper.
on
But
paper,
from what we saw, from what reviews I saw, the battery backup is basically pretty worse. So, I mean, that's what they thought, right? They thought to provide everything better than Steam Deck, and they had the same amount of battery capacity that what Steam Deck has. How can you expect that? You are giving more than what Steam Deck has at the same battery capacity as Steam Deck. Obviously, you're not going to get the same efficiency or the backup of what Steam Deck is. I mean, Steam Deck is it was thought out, very well thought out machine, man. I mean, they thought of battery backup, they thought of what games it can handle, how to handle it. It was just perfect for what it was intended to do. Not overdoing it, not underdoing it. It was just, I think, it was just perfect for that sort of people who wants to enjoy it, does it, not caring about the best of specs on handheld. They just
mm,
want to experience the story. So, I mean, you do not want to have a 4K 60 FPS. That just doesn't make any sense. You put so many things. You better carry a what you say a battery in your backpack, always
yeah,
having it. So it's not as easy or as comfortable or as portable as you can think. So, I mean, when you think about handheld, battery backup is the first thing you need to think about.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, the reason that Steam Deck is also doing well is because it was made by Valve, the parent company of Steam itself. So they themselves are able to test and verify the games that are available on Steam on the Steam Deck. They in fact give Steam Deck verified whatever for that, so that you can know that your deck game that a Steam Deck will be able to play those games. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, and also they give you the option to for they can you can uncap the frame rates or you can restrict the frame rates and you can do what you can to get more just edge out a little
Or
bit
yeah.
more battery life and whatnot. So I mean, reducing your performance, I mean the sense, I mean frame rates for a bit more battery life. It might be better in some cases because you might be on a long train ride home or something,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
you might need that extra time to play some games. So I think people might adjust with a few less frames just for the extra hours they can play. So yeah, it's good.
Or else go all out, or else go all out, have highest frame rates,
Yeah,
enjoy your 3 hours out of 8 hours, and then watch movie in your smartphone, I suppose. That if that's your goal as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
that you can always do. But yeah, I mean, portability factor is a major thing. And of course, the Asus was bold enough to be like, you know what, we can make something better. We'll just take the Steam Deck as the base and just throw in everything on top of that to make it better. So, of course, on paper, it
yeah,
has a more powerful processor, it has a higher screen resolution, whatnot, but still, it's not Steam OS. It's not as fluent as that.
exactly. Yeah,
So they don't have the Steam verified games, and they have no way of certifying that a particular game might run on that or not. So, but still, it's still the early days. I'm sure with software updates and whatnot, they can fix it.
yeah, yeah.
And it's still hard to come by a Steam Deck in India, man. So
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's, I think we are seeing a pattern, right? Handheld market in India is not as as much as we want, because when you say handheld, it's basically smartphone in India.
yeah,
That's the 90% of gamers in India are basically smartphone gamers, and
mm,
it's basically you are fighting for a smartphone or a handheld game in India. If you are entering Indian market, they'll either prioritize a smartphone or a console, a handheld console. So it's that factor you need to consider about is the average gamer who can basically have anything for the same price. Can he go? Would he go for a smartphone, or would he go for a handheld? So Steam Deck and Switch, Nintendo Switch, and Asus ROG Ally. I think it they just took a decision, like maybe India is not as mature as they want it to be. But obviously they should at least um, I mean, dip their toes, see how the market is reacting step by step instead of completely ignoring the Indian market. I mean, we are officially, I think, the most populous country, right? So basically,
yeah,
why not look into Indian market? Yeah,
yeah. At least ASUS, they're like they sell laptops and PCs to India, so
yeah,
they
yeah.
have mentioned that they will sell to India officially. But I don't think they mentioned a date, but sometime later on this year, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, we still have no official
They
date for
have the
it.
pipeline.
It's
Yeah,
in their pipeline. So, I mean, Steam Deck is still on high demand back there in the US and whatnot because people are still ordering it nonstop. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
of course, the more the merrier, I say, because what could go wrong with options? The more options, it's better for the consumer. Like, okay, which is best,
Absolutely.
which is more to my budget, which is more which is more powerful, what I want to do with it, and all that depends. It varies from customer to customer. So the more choices that can do the things better is obviously a win for the consumer. So if these two sell well, I think more people might show up with a dedicated handheld device for PC gaming. So yeah, it looks like good times ahead, where you don't have to
Absolutely.
chug in a 5 kg laptop around everywhere where you want to play a game and then
Yeah,
run out of charge in just 2 hours. So
2 hours exactly. Yeah,
and this will be more easier on the hand, more portable, more lightweight, I say. And yeah, I mean, it's something to look forward to, of course.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, but of course, the one thing we can be quite 100% sure is prices are not going to be low anytime soon, man. They're
yeah.
still going to be high. They'll be priced at console level or even higher. So yeah, if you're thinking on buying
I mean,
one,
if they can, if they are entering Indian market as officially, right, there might be some, yeah, the price could be, obviously it will be less, but still maybe I don't know. They might take advantage of that as well. Like they are the only handheld, and they might take advantage of the market, like monopoly.
yeah,
Still, yeah,
monopolies over anything is very, very bad. Except when you're
yeah,
playing the
yeah.
game. That game is fun.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah. The Monopoly game is fun. I mean, getting the money from all of your friends who end up unfortunately landing on your property, which has either a house or even worse, a hotel. and getting all the money from them is a very satisfying feeling.
Well said.
But
Absolutely.
driving a monopoly into this entire gaming industry and all is not good at all for any of us. I
True. True.
mean,
Yeah.
only die-hard people, fans, whatnot, will go for it no matter what. But if it's the average consumer and regular customer, they'll just be like, it's too pricey and it's not to my liking. We need more choice, we need more customization, flexibility, whatnot. So, yeah, more options are always better. And Monopoly is a no-no. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Well, then, I guess we've covered our topics for this week. So, thank you all for joining in and watching this podcast with us. We hope you'll continue supporting us by watching our podcast even further. So, kindly like and subscribe this video. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Uh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
we're aiming for the 1,000 subscriber goal. So, it's only possible if you subscribe. So, kindly do so. So, anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Have a great weekend. Have a nice week ahead. And this is Abdul signing off with Yashwant.
Thank you all. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.